Hi folks, and welcome to How's It Rate. Today we're going to do part 3 or video number 3 of the kitchen knives, specifically working on the chef knife right now. Today we're actually going to cut something to show you how it's used, okay? So we're going to start with our damp cloth, which we are going to place under the cutting board to keep it from sliding around. That's going to keep it fairly stable on the work surface, okay? As you can see, it's very stable, all right? And today I have two things which I'm going to need to make my home fried potatoes that one of these days we'll do a video on. And that is a small onion, probably not all of it, and a jalapeno pepper, okay? So first I thought we'd start on the onion. And I apologize, I'm trying to get myself in the video and the cutting board and the whole 9 yards. So I'm sitting, it's a little awkward. I'm going to have to move this cutting board a little further out from my position. A little awkward doing it sitting down, but I'm hoping that you'll be able to get the idea and see enough of what's going on. So we've got our onion, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the knife and we're going to slice the growing end off, okay? And as you can see, with a sharp knife, it's a fairly easy task. I'm going to set that over there because we're not going to use it. And then we're going to take the onion and we're going to slice it in half. I'm going right through the root. Alright, and there we have it. And I'm going to brush the parts that we don't want off. And we're going to take the peel right off. Very easy to peel once you've got the onion split in half. Okay, so that's that. And as you can see, that peel, onion peel, just came right off. Okay, so I'm going to push all that bad stuff over there. And that's the part we're not going to use. I'm going to use a half an onion because I'm only going to make one serving of home fries. Now, this is we had mentioned the tip and that we hardly ever use the tip, but we do sometimes. Okay, and this is one of the times we're going to use the tip of the chef knife. I'm holding it properly, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down into the onion, but I'm not going across that root part. That root part is going to act as a handle for me. Okay, so we've cut it, but we haven't gone all the way through. And now when I use the knife, okay, I want some diced onions. I could do another cut this way, keeping my fingers clear. It's not absolutely necessary, but for demonstration purposes. So now I'm going to set my knife down. I'm going to grab the onion with what I call like a bear grip. I'm not going to hold it like this because my fingertips might get in the way, okay? And I like my fingertips. So I'm going to hold it almost like a claw, okay? And with that, I can almost run the knife down my knuckles, all right? But I don't want to pick the knife up off the board here, and I'm sitting, so it's a little awkward, but just to show you, all right, what I'm going to use is that motion that we talked about, that piston motion, okay? And you'll see I can just keep doing this, and I can move that onion into that cutting area, all right? And I can make these things as fine as I want, okay? And you see the tip is not coming off of the board, and I've got plenty of room in the board to work, all right? And that's it, okay? Now, some of you may have seen people use a knife improperly, and that's when they're cutting something. I'm going to use this piece of garbage here, and they'll hold the knife and they'll go like this, all right? Those are not knife skills. You're not going to do anything that way, and you're never going to get any better. This is the motion you want. Now, I have one little piece here, was towards the end. I couldn't hold on to it, okay? And I can continue to do this. Now, as you get better, you've seen some chefs on TV show off, and I call it showing off, because there's really no need to do this. But you'll see that they'll hold the material like this, and they'll start with the knife like that. Not huge up and down, okay, because you don't want to go past your knuckles. But we can do that. We can and feed it right through. All right, so we've got some nice diced onions, okay. And if you wanted to go through like this a few more times, you could. But the size that I've got is exactly what I wanted for home fries. Okay, so that's that. Made fast work of it. Okay. Notice I'm using my finger to take the things off the blade. The blade is wide enough to pick up some food, and I can slide that into my container. Okay, and there we have it. I mean, the onion is history, ready to go. Okay, so again, this is an awkward position. If I was standing, obviously my shoulder wouldn't be bent up, it would be closer to my side, and that's what you want. It's safer that way. Okay, now I have a jalapeno pepper, and what we're going to do is we're going to take that end off. Okay, there it is, very easy. And then again, we could use the tip here a little bit to do it, but not a very good thing to do. All right, what we want to do is just use that same motion, okay, and you can see it's sliced in half very, very easily. Now, at this point, you can use the tip to pull out the seeds, all right, and you would run the knife along and just pull them out. But I don't want to do that because I want the seeds. I do want them. Now, I want a fairly small dice on my pepper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to julienne it, and julienne means that you're making little strips, and I'm doing that all the way up, seeds and everything. I don't care because I want them. Okay, so I've basically julienne my pepper, as you can see. All right, and now I'm just going to stack them up a little bit, put them basically even. I'm going to use my little bear grip there, and I'm going to go along just like that. Okay, and you can see that the knife is riding right up against my knuckles. And I fold them out like that, all right, instead of moving my fingers pushing the food through, I fold them out like that, which controls the distance of the knife. And if I want to grab more material to cut, I straighten them out, then I take another grip, push out, and again cut. All right, I'm doing this slowly so you can see, but that's the technique you want to use, and you want to move right along. Okay, again, there's my fairly small dice. I didn't want a real fine one, but I do want to have those peppers distribute themselves evenly when I'm making my home fries. And by the way, they don't go in right at the beginning when I throw the potatoes in. The onion and the jalapeno goes in afterwards so that they don't burn. It takes a little longer to cook the tater. Right? Now that one I did with the seeds facing up. And the reason I did it is because I actually started to roll the pepper a little bit, okay? Started with this side and then moved it and came right across. You can also do it from this side, because if you're not pushing down, if you're not chopping or using the knife like this, when you have that motion, you're slicing. The skin's a little tough, and if your knife is not sharp, it will not cut properly. But you can see that by using that motion, I get some nice thin juliennes of the pepper. Okay, I'm going to stack them up again, and I'm not going to show off and go along like that, but what I want to do is just use this motion. Okay, it guarantees you a good cut with a lot of control, and you get to hold on to your fingertips, and you can use those for other chores. You know, fingertips are good for picking your nose, you name it, but they're handy, so you don't want to cut them off. Not to mention it hurts like hell. Okay, again, use my palm to push it up, gently, making sure not to run my finger down the blade and cut myself. And there you have it, folks. In a matter of minutes, and I was talking to you guys and, you know, messing around a little bit. I'm actually going to use this piece of onion, because if I don't, it'll probably go bad. And onion use in everything, you know. When you're cooking, onion is good. So we're going to do this again, and this time we can do another dice, or we can do a slice. How about a slice? Half an onion. We're not going to get the dice this time because we didn't do these cuts, okay? And very rarely are you going to be doing where you're lifting the point and down like this, okay? Very rarely. This knife is not meant for that. It's meant for this. It can chop, all right? I don't recommend that. I mean, unless you want to show off. And like I say, if you're standing up, it's a little easier because your shoulder's in a better position. But again, we're just gonna, okay? And I can make these paper thin if I want. All right, you can see I'm moving right along. Very easy. I'm not forcing the knife. It's that motion that slices right through. Okay? And there you have it. We have some sliced onions. Okay, and you can see they're fairly thin. I don't recommend taking a knife and using it like this. Okay? It's not wrong, all right? But if you do it right from the beginning, you don't need to do that. Okay? Now, with garlic, if this was a clove of garlic, I don't have one here handy, but this knife, if you hold it off the edge of the board a little bit so your handle's not in the way, take a clove of garlic, put it under there, give the knife a good swat, and that will crush it, allowing the peel to come off much more easily. And again, you can use the tip of the knife to score it, okay, and then do your cut. All right, so now you end up with nice little piece or diced onion, whatever, garlic, I'm sorry, minced garlic or diced garlic. Very easy, and if, you know, depending on how hard you hit that thing, the garlic, you can squash it, and a lot of times you can make like a paste almost with garlic. Take the garlic and squash it real good under the blade, put a little coarse salt on there, and then use the blade like that, and you can move it around, pile it up, and then move it around again. And what you've got is a nice salted garlic paste that you can use in cooking or for whatever you need it. So there you have it, folks. We've cut with the chef's knife basically any vegetable, whether it be celery, a carrot, you name it. That's the way you would use this knife. Now, I don't have a large carrot, but even a little small carrot like that will show us the procedure that you would use, okay? This carrot like this is a little bit unstable. If you were going to cut it this way, it's okay because you can stabilize it. But if we wanted to dice this carrot, what we would do is we would take one end like that, okay, set it aside, still use it, and what we did is we put a flat end on that. See how it won't roll anymore? I mean, unless you really push it, okay, but it's pretty stable. And now we're going to slice using the knife in the proper way. Okay, and we've got pieces that look like that. Okay, now we want a julienne, so we grab a little bit of it. Again, we can stack them, and we're gonna do our julienne. Okay, just like that. And I know a couple of you noticed that some of that is sticking to the blade. It's no big deal. Okay. Alright. That time I put my knife around it, my fingers around the edge, still protected. But that was a little bit unstable, those two pieces that will remain from the round. Now we go right back to it. Got them all lined up. At this point they are called julienne. And now I am going to go for a small dice. Alright. And there you have it. Okay? So, quite simple. You get the hang of it, and I'm sure you're going to find it easier if you're not sitting down, which most of you won't be anyway. Counter height is perfect for a normal sized person. Okay? And as you can see, they're nice small dice, okay, that you can use in a salad or something, or you could leave them in a julienne state for salad. Very simple. So that's what this knife is for. Use it on celery, carrots, mushrooms, you name it. Any aggressive cuts can be done with this knife on most vegetables, potatoes, things like that. This is not meant for cutting meat, although you can use it to cut meat. But there are knives more specific for that. And again, don't use this thing as a hammer, all right? It wasn't built for that, and a good knife is very expensive. Okay? So I hope you found that informative, folks. Please let me know if you have any suggestions or questions, and I'll be happy to answer them. Until next time, be safe and have a great day.